Horror lovers, it's time for another episode of
The Horror Appraisal.
I'm Sam.
I'm Evan.
We got a new movie for you today that we are excited to talk about, and there's probably a lot of you that may have seen it on Netflix.
Yeah, absolutely. This movie, it's a great throwback to a lot of stuff that we watched in the 80s. This movie for people our age, kind of early 30s, just feels really special. This movie really made me feel kind of what it was like to be a kid again, watching a lot of movies like this. What is it, Sam?
Turbo Kid.
Turbo Kid. It's available on Netflix right now.
And you guys are probably saying, that's not horror, dipshit.
Sorry, but you know what? It's kind of I think it is. It's we can have this schlock sci-fi horror movie. It's made in the style of kind of a B movie from the 80s. And I tell you, man, this movie is just fun from start to finish.
There's, it give me a Renaissance feeling that we have right now. We had the Babadook, we had It Follows, and It Follows especially felt like it was filmed back in a different time.
Well, really, people our age now, or a little older, that are making films, they remember the things that we loved so much about movies as children, and for us it's very nostalgic and enjoyable because they're made in that vein. Even maybe like really early 80s style, for example, House of the Devil.
Yeah, they did a good job with that too.
Yeah.
Same premise.
And this movie Turbo Kid, it really just feels like a movie that would have been made like right smack in the middle of the decade, like 1985.
Well, in the beginning, it explains that it's set in the future, which is 1997.
Yeah.
So it's from the 80s perspective.
Yeah,
obviously,
that's what was cool because it is the year 1997. It reminded me of the Transformers movie, from the original Transformers movie, the cartoon movie, the only good Transformers movie, where like it starts out as like it is the year 2005. It was exactly like that. But this is the futuristic year 1997.
The future Demolition Man was 1997.
Holy crap!
Well, it was like after he was frozen was in the 2000s.
Oh, okay.
But the future gang war stuff was in 97. Yeah. Anyway, this was directed by Francois Simard, Anouk Wissel, and Johan Carl Wissel. I apologize, I'm not Canadian.
Yeah, well, it's not. I mean, it's
or French.
This movie is ripe with the stench of back bacon.
Yeah, we forgot to mention this was a Canadian
New Zealand joint venture. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to be able to pronounce a lot of these names, but
who is in this right away that gets your attention?
Guys, I was so happy because we were watching this film and the main bad guy reveals himself, and it's none other than one of our favorite crazy guys from the 80s, Michael Ironside.
Dude, Michael Ironside he graces everything he's in.
Michael Ironside has been one of those people since I was, and you too, I'm sure, since I was 6 years old and I saw Total Recall and what a crazy bad guy he was.
He's a mainstay in both sci-fi schlock type stuff and some horror.
Yeah.
You got Scanners, you got Visiting Hours, you got Total Recall, you got Space Hunter, which is he's like a robotic junkyard death pit kind of guy in Space Hunter.
He's in all those. Michael Ironside has a penchant for being in films that have like great special effects, great practical special effects and makeup. But you
gotta love him in Highlander too.
Turbo Kid is just like I said, guys. It's a really fun movie from start to finish. It's we don't want to give a lot of spoilers because we want you to go see it. But it's about a kid in this apocalyptic wasteland. He's by himself and he fantasizes about being a hero. And then one day he's given the opportunity to do so.
This movie has won lots of awards, and that's why it ended up on Netflix on the film festival circuit. And I think there's a girl in this that's going places. Obviously, her name is Laurence LeBoeuf. She plays the character Apple, and
cute girl.
She really is genius. The way the character is genius.
She has a lot of manic energy to her role, but honestly, even though it's a lot of manic energy, that character for me never really got annoying. I was always interested to see what that character was going to do next, or what she was going to say. And in a film that doesn't necessarily take itself too seriously, she added some extra levity to the situation. So
now another bad guy that was cool. His name was Skeletron.
Isn't that a cool name?
Skeletron.
Dude, what is Skeletron has this awesome hand that like it's just like a blade comes out of it, like and this isn't like CG.
He has it preloaded with a bunch of circular saw blades.
It reminds, if you guys ever played like Mega Man 2, he's like Metal Man. He throws like he can like shoot the saw blades out of his hand. And the really cool thing is like when you first see it, I love the prosthetic or whatever you would call that.
It's practical.
Because like basically he cocks it, it's like and then like one comes up and starts spinning. It looks so cool.
He can spin it and use it as a close weapon, or he can shoot it at people.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the next point. This movie's really gory.
It's completely gory, and honestly, it's
Schlock
one of the reasons we wanted to bring it to your attention is that the gore effects in it were so entertaining. It's some of the most entertaining gore I've seen in a long time. It just made you want to stand up and cheer. Honestly,
what did you say to this? Say about this film to me while we were watching it.
Which time? I'm sorry.
It was probably the most profound statement. To me.
I said it had one of the most creative kills in it. Well, I'm sorry. What did I say? I said it.
You said I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, I did say it. I've never seen anything like this film.
That says a lot.
It does, because we've seen a lot of movies. And what I mean by that is, it is obviously an homage to a certain era of filmmaking, but
totally reinvents it.
Yeah, it does, but like really it just does it so well. This movie was just so like lovingly done. I mean, you can tell like the care and everything that was put into the ambience of the film, the cinematography,
the music.
The music. The music's a character in this film.
If you like It Follows, the music for It Follows, you will love the music in this. It's along the same route. It's not the same composer, although you might think it would be based on the sounds, but it's not. But you had 3 composers, you had 3 directors.
Mm-hmm. And in a way too, you felt like you were watching a video game. That I think was a really kind of underscoring theme in this film. Is you really kind of felt like you were watching a video game.
I get that.
With some of the references in it. You guys got to see it, and you'll know what we're talking about.
Without doing spoilers,
yeah,
I would like to describe one kill in particular.
Okay.
You might be able to think about what kill that is.
I think I know what it is.
Turbo Kid, once he discovers kind of his superpower, slices this guy across the forehead, cuts his head off from here, and the top of his head spins and spins and spins.
Sweet.
And finally falls and slides across the floor, and it's got a spiky helmet on, and then somebody picks up the top of his head and uses it to stab another guy through the eye. And it's so fast-paced. You're just laughing about it because it's so awesome.
Yeah,
it is amazing.
It really was.
Makes me giddy thinking about it.
I actually looked up the film because this is one I'd like to add to my personal collection. It's apparently gaining a lot of popularity. They're out of it actually on Amazon right now. Amazon's out of stock on the Blu-ray, and what they did have was listed for like $38. I don't know if I'm ready to spend $38 on a Blu-ray, but man, this was a cool movie, guys.
And that's just an economic thing. That's not a love of the film thing. If I had an extra $38, I would buy it.
Yeah, if I wouldn't miss $38, I would definitely buy this.
But I tell you what, we are going to be using our money for Scarefest.
Absolutely,
time to buy the Scarefest tickets. Soon.
Scarefest is coming up in 6 short months.
It'd be so awesome if Michael Myers was there.
8 short months, something like that. So, can't believe it's time already to start thinking about Scarefest again.
How many stars out of 5 would you give the gore in this film? The practical effects.
Out of 5. Yeah, I'd give it 5.
It goes back to Dead Alive in a way.
This wasn't a loaded question. I didn't know he was going to ask me this before that. I don't see any way how we could disagree on this.
No, it's 5 stars on the gore. Acting. How many stars out of 5?
Acting out of 5 stars. For what it is, because I want to make sure people aren't thinking that like I'm talking about like Royal Shakespeare Company troupe material. I give the acting in this low budget gore fest picture. I give the acting in this a 4 out of 5.
It's really good. I agree with you totally. 4 to 5 for me. I mean, it's just
especially Laurence Leboeuf, who plays Apple. Like I said, this character, usually characters who are kind of obnoxious and annoying. Well, to you, they're kind of obnoxious and annoying, but like I said, her energy. I was always interested in that character.
Well, you know,
and to watch her.
And let's not forget the guy that played the kid, Monroe Chambers. Mm-hmm. He was really good.
He was.
Honestly, I kind of felt like he was going to take a back seat in acting, but man, he was really good. He
wasn't eclipsed by anyone. I mean, like
he
Michael
was vulnerable.
He was,
but he was also up front.
Yeah.
Like he did what he had to do.
It's hard not to be eclipsed by Michael Ironside when you're in the same film as him.
Man, he's an awesome bad guy.
Yeah, Michael Ironside will always be. I think there's very few people who will always be in the great annals of bad guy history. I think they are. I think they're the late great Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman is an excellent bad guy.
I think they are Michael Ironside.
Yeah.
And Kurtwood Smith.
Kurtwood Smith in RoboCop, man.
Yeah, those three guys in a room together, they could conquer the world. But really, guys, in short, we just want to reiterate again, you guys, everyone has Netflix. Everyone watching this video right now has Netflix. If you haven't seen Turbo Kid yet, totally do yourselves a favor and watch one of the most entertaining films you're going to see in a while.
It doesn't even take that long to develop. It's just good from the beginning.
It's an hour and a half movie, and it doesn't really slow at any points. At least not to me, it did. It's 90 minutes of just pure fun, nostalgic goodness. And that's really all I've got to say.
That's about all I got to say.
Yeah.
Right. We have 1989 coming up. We will finish the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And before we do 1989, I'd like to ask you all to comment on this and tell us, because 1990 was such a hangover from 1989, would you like us to make 1990 as our 1980s, include 1990 in our 1980s?
Make video? 1990 as the last
video for the 1980s decade. Because I feel like horror movies that were made in 88 and 89 carried over into 90. I'm sorry I spit on you.
It's okay.
They carried over into 1990 in their release date. So you had a lot of style from the 80s in 1990. I was thinking about this in the bathroom the other day.
Okay. That's fine.
But you tell us, do you want us to do the 1990 year? Because there's some good things that came out, like Dead Alive.
Oh, wow. Dead Alive was 1990.
Wow.
Crap.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, there's some good stuff that came out in the 1990s.
This then. Okay.
But the rest of the 90s can just stay.
Yeah. But, all right. Well, guys, please, subscribe, leave us comments, check us out on Twitter. We are over 5,000 followers strong on Twitter now. Thank you very much.
So much.
Yeah.
You all interact with us when we post.
Yeah.
Things have been... It's hard being a professional. Both of us have professional jobs. It's hard being a professional and a horror fan dedicated to reviewing things. But we love horror and we love talking to you guys. So hit us up. We'll respond. And if you have any independent films that you'd like us to check out, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
We may not always like it, but we'll get to it.
All right. Well, guys, until next time, I'm Evan.
I'm Sam.
And we're the Horror Appraisal. Oh, not yet. We started a sort of pseudo shtick that we were going to do at the end of every video, but we only did it like one time. But we're bringing it back, so maybe we'll do it like every 5 videos when we can remember. We're going to read from one random fact from Rue Morgue's magazine of weird stats and morbid facts about horror films. So Sam, I'm just going to open the book.
Check out Horror Block.
I'm going to open the book which I have, and I'm going to point to a fact. Okay. American painter Benjamin West, who lived from 1738 to 1820, once had a corpse exhumed, then crucified, just so he could study how the body hung on a cross.
Holy crap.
That's distasteful.
That's really morbid.
Ew. All right, well.
I'm Sam.
I'm Evan.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night. Bye.